Good evening, Ms. Williamson. Today I will be presenting my customizable Rolex marketing strategy. First of all, I'm going to start off with the integrated marketing communication of Rolex itself. First of all, I'm going to start off with the brand Rolex. So the name in and of itself is world renowned. They are the largest company by a long shot in the watch industry, and they have been for many decades. So that's the first part. Everybody knows them, everybody respects the brand itself. Next of all is the sustainability of a Rolex piece itself. The watch is known for its durability, for its reliability. Very hard to mess up, and even whenever it does, it goes to the shop, comes back working just fine. So there's that part as well. And their sponsors perfectly represent the brand. The people who promote and advertise Rolex, a majority of them are very well known, but they're also very successful in their field. They are very just respectable people. Rolex likes to have people promote their product that they know they can trust. Next up is their ability to retain customers. The people who have bought Rolexes, many of them have bought a piece before and will buy a piece again. They have very strong product loyalty, brand loyalty. People find Rolexes as a exquisite piece, and they know they can trust the brand, so they continue to buy from them. Next up is their organizational structure. So I would use to promote the customizable Rolex, I would use a full service ad agency. So full service ad agencies have a lot of ends with other companies. They have the ability to get you into places that wouldn't speak to you otherwise. And regardless of the name Rolex, Rolex themselves could still have an issue with getting into contact with certain people. But with a full service ad agency, that becomes much easier to do. They would send out information to frequent customers, so the people that keep coming back to buy more pieces, they would get first pick of the whenever the product releases, the customizable Rolex. They'll be able to have their own. They'll get, like, with Rolexes, they don't release very many because they're so well crafted. It takes a long time to make, and so I would reward my frequent purchasers with first pick. They get to do their own thing and get their piece before anybody else. And then full service ad agencies also own a lot of data. They have so much information. They are able to find you the best way to get to your target market way easier than you would yourself. So they're going to be able to locate your target market and tell you the best way to advertise to them as well. So the question is, who is the target market for a customizable piece? So the four that I have listed here are newlyweds, the younger generation, businesses, and then other high net worth individuals, of course. So, target market explained. Newlyweds. So Rolexes are a very popular, well, I wouldn't say very popular, but they are a popular gift for newlyweds. You get married, and say you propose as a man, and then your wife gifts you a Rolex. That's a common thing to happen. Or at a wedding, a family member gifts you a Rolex as a celebration piece. The younger generation, back to the newlyweds. With the customizable piece, you could engrave the date of your proposal into the piece itself, or incorporate something that reminds you of your marriage, your proposal, or just the partner themselves. Next of all is the younger generation. Younger people are trying to look for more and more ways to become unique, and with Rolex, it's very, although the brand is highly priced and the pieces are technically rare, they're still not fully unique, but that is something that a customizable Rolex could fit that niche perfectly. The younger generation could make their own, and they would be unique in their own way. Businesses, say Mark Cuban, before he sold the Mavericks, wanted a custom Mavericks piece. He could order it from Rolex and have a piece custom made for himself, for his team. That goes the same for Apple or Tesla. If Elon Musk wants a Tesla Rolex, he could do that. And then also the other high net worth individuals. These are the primary market for Rolex anyway, because they have the money to buy their own piece, and why not try to get them to buy this new line as well? How to reach the target market. So I think the best way to reach the target market for newlyweds would be to have authorized Rolex dealers at popular venues, or like vacation places. Say you rent out a villa for a vacation, and there should be like a Rolex dealer nearby to just frequent vacation places, because I think that would be the best place to reach your target market. They propose, go out for dinner, maybe they walk by a Rolex dealer, they're like, hey, let's go walk in and check, and then the dealer's there to, hey, so y'all just got engaged, boom, has a full spill on how to get them to buy that piece. The younger generation, a big thing nowadays is festival. I guess festivals have been a thing for a while, but things like Coachella or Rolling Loud have a kiosk set up in the VIP areas of those festivals, and the people will just want to mess around and look at it, and they will also end up drawing in buyers that way. Many of the younger generation that go to these festivals feel a sense of uniqueness. You can tell by the culture built around it. So I think this would be the best place to market to the younger generation. Businesses, send Rolex dealers salesmen to the businesses, set up appointments, and be like, hey, we just launched this new product line. We'd really like you to check it out, and bring, say, a tablet where the CEO or CFO, executive, anybody can just look at the product and get to see what they really offer and see if it's something they want to buy. And then high net worth individuals, reach out to these people, say via email, postcard, phone call. Just reach out to them, be like, hey, can we take you to a dinner or to coffee or anywhere best fit for this meeting? And they will feel a sense of like just wanting to pay them back, because of course Rolex is going to cover the meal, and they're going to get their spill on the new customizable Rolex out. So that's that. So the competitors for Rolex. So Cartier sold $2.8 billion in sales in 2022. Omega had $2.59 billion in sales 2022. Audemars Piguet, $2.16 billion in sales, and Patek Philippe is $1.8 billion in sales. And this is just a overview of that. And as you can tell, Rolex has 51% of the sales out of those 2022 reports. So Cartier only had 15, Omega 13, AP 11, and Patek Philippe 10%. So Rolex definitely has the lead in product sales by far. But they would, and with the release of the new line, they are also opening themselves up into a new market. And so, although this is a very far lead, they still need to watch the competition. Any mess up could cause them to drastically lose sales. So I believe that they just need to keep investing into themselves as a company and keep furthering what they're doing, and to not get ahead of themselves, because even like I said, even though it's a big lead, things can still happen. So they just need to keep innovating. The new product it'll push them out of their comfort zone, I would say, from what they've been doing for years and years. It'll put them into a new market and make them a new, because most of their sales are to the older generation. So if they are able to reach the younger generation, that will be able to keep them in the lead. The role of advertising for brand personality. Attaining new customers is the first bullet point. For those who have never owned a Rolex, the right advertisement can draw them in and offer a perceived level of status with their own custom watch. So a big thing about Rolex and many other exclusive watches isn't the fact that they can tell the time. Anybody can check their phone to tell the time. But a level of status comes with buying a Rolex. And what better way to flaunt your own piece than to have your own custom Rolex? So that would be a great way to bring people in to be like, wow, okay, not only am I buying like an expensive piece, but it's also tailor-made to me. In terms of expanding their markets, Rolex introducing a custom watch line will push them into the custom jewelry industry. With the right advertising, they can quickly establish themselves as a leader in the market. Like I said previously, Rolex has a huge chokehold on the watch industry right now. So with the correct advertising, whenever they move into the custom jewelry line, they can take it by storm. They can own it very quickly with the correct advertising. Excellence and prestige. Advertising will show the craftsmanship that goes into each individual piece, while also reminding the consumer that the watch is not for everyone, but only those with the means to buy them. So that goes along with the elegance and the prestige I listed up here. People don't buy Rolexes just for everyday needs. There's a level of exclusivity that comes with owning a piece like this, and so that will be carefully listed in the promotions, because people want to know that they want to feel special when they buy this piece. Channels for advertising. So as I said, Rolex is such a big brand. It's basically a household name. Everybody knows of them. So word of mouth would be my first channel of advertising. I'm going to trust what I've heard over an advertisement, and I believe many people are like that as well. They'll trust their friends and family and stories that they've heard over time more than they'll trust an ad, because anybody can say they're the best, but not everybody can have that level of knowledge of what word of mouth can bring. It just brings a special amount. Events. So I think that Rolex should host red carpet events to show off this new product line. They'll be able to have salespeople there, but also the high class people will come in and look at the products themselves and also be treated to a nice evening, which will subconsciously build them into thinking more and more about the product itself, because they relate the new product line to a nice event where they get to enjoy themselves. So there will be salesmen there that will come up and they'll introduce themselves and build a relationship with the customer. Influencer marketing. So influencer perfect for it, because if you see your favorite actor wearing a piece of say a new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie comes out and he has a Rolex piece on his wrist and it's a Terminator, that would be very cool to see, and as a consumer of the advertisement, it would draw you in. It would make you think, wow, that's really cool, and then you would be influenced to go buy your own piece, especially if you respect Arnold himself. And then direct selling, having salespeople go to the places where their buyers, where their target market is going to be. Having people go to, like I said, go to companies, go to CEOs, offer them to coffee or dinner just to get to talk to them and show them what we have to offer. And so this is the perfect celebrity. They're going to have credibility, attractiveness, and power, and I'll go into each of those right now. So my perfect celebrity would be Chris Hemsworth. In terms of credibility, Chris has a history of supporting luxury brands such as Dior and Chanel. So he's been in the luxury clothing, jewelry industry before, and so he has experience in that. But he is also just a very good person. He donates to very many charities. He is very just helpful in his communities, and so that is that in terms of credibility. Attractiveness, Chris encompasses the luxury look of what wearing a Rolex offers. So he is very athletic, he does a lot in the gym, and he is also very wealthy, and so he is perfect for Rolex because he will show off the brand in a very good light, especially to people who aspire to be like him himself. And then power. Chris has the ability to manipulate the watcher into believing that they could be just like him. This goes with the attractiveness. If a younger man is getting into the gym and he is trying to better himself, and he sees Chris Hemsworth wearing a special Rolex, custom-made, tailor-made to his own liking, that younger man could attribute, oh, well, to be perfect, to be like Chris, I need to have my own custom Rolex as well. So that is why I believe he would be the best celebrity for Rolex to use. And then here's my storyboard. I'm just gonna go word for word for what I have written down. So, video. A man shows up to a luxurious event but realizes he's missing something. As you can see, he looks sad in this picture. And then audio, a slight hum of orchestra music in the background, and shutters of cameras up ahead. First story. Next is video. A beautiful woman approaches with a green box in her hand, and then the man looks surprised. Audio. The orchestra music starts hitting higher notes. The camera sounds fade. Next is video. The man puts on the custom Rolex that his date brought him, and this lady, the man puts on the custom Rolex that has the date of when him and this lady started dating. So as you can tell, he's smiling, he's looking at the new watch he has, and it brings him joy because he realized it has the date of when him and this young lady started to get together. Audio, no camera flash sounds or music, only him saying thank you in a happy, joyous voice. So next is video. The two walk into a ballroom and are handed champagne toasts. Audio, change of music to pop, but quiet, so the pop is quiet with lots of chatter. Next is video. The two are standing on top of a stage and making a toast into the microphone, so they are the important ones at this event, obviously. Audio. The music is gone, and the man says, a toast to elegance and marriage. And then next is the video. The man gets onto one knee and proposes. The woman looks excited. And then audio. Voiceover says, for every unforgettable moment, there's a Rolex. Okay, that's the end of my storyboard. Next is to the advertising methods. So what I would use is direct marketing, sales promotion, and events and sponsorships. First of all is the direct marketing. Offering the first production to frequent buyers. As I said in the beginning of this presentation, the frequent buyers are the heart and soul of Rolex. They're the ones who continue to spread the name and make us more well known. So why not reward them? Invite high net worth individuals to come to our location in Switzerland and build their design in person. Let them come out and let them put the pieces together and see how it's really made in front of them. Offering that to some of the more wealthy people it'll give them a special feeling, and they're definitely going to be more willing to buy that. And then unique brand designs. So as I said, offer this to Apple, offer this to Tesla, Microsoft, any big company that you can think of, and be like, hey, why not buy your own piece? And then like promote your brand with your own luxury, high-end, respected watch. So next of all is sales promotion. Provide World Cup winners with custom timepieces. So say the winner of the World Cup gets whether it be the players or the coach, manager, or owner, the winner of the World Cup is gifted a custom Rolex piece. Of course, it wouldn't be right then because the winners aren't decided, but later, once the winner is chosen, they will receive their own custom Rolex piece from the company, and they'll be able to forever have that remembrance of the win, as well as they'll have a nice piece to go with that. And then sponsor an F1 team. I had a picture generated right here of Rolex owning a F1 team or sponsoring them, and I think this is great because very many wealthy people attend these events, so why not have your